Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm okay, thank God. And I'm done debating about how many times she had sex with him, and where she had sex with him, and why she had sex with him.
Let me just continue from where I was.
Just jump off the sex.
Let's hear the story part.
The Russian guy.
Yes,
okay.
Please.
That she's taking a painting from because apparently it's worth a lot of money to the guy, even though it's not really worth anything. Okay.
That makes sense.
No, to them it's good luck, that painting, but the painting's not worth anything.
Ah,
but to them
so
it's
to
worth
the
a lot.
family it's worth a lot.
Yes.
And that was
so
from
she
the
steals
preview,
the
too.
painting. Stupid mom.
Why?
The ending.
Oh, that's true.
But she went to a party at Bruce Wayne's house, which he knew who she was, and she didn't know who he was, but she thinks that he's sexy, and he's kind of a turn on to her, but she walks away because she's got business to do. She ends up blowing the guys up to kill people, and gets the money, goes home, and I'm going to give a spoiler here.
You missed the important part of the Bruce Wayne thing. He intercepted her text message.
I haven't even reached that yet. I was going to say that beforehand. I go a little back and forth, okay? She gets home and her...
Don't she do it?
Yes.
Gruesome.
Oh, yeah, that was a little gruesome to show on YouTube.
Yeah, that's kind of a little...
This isn't a comic. How is it gruesome?
Don't show that part.
Chris, I think it's a big spoiler.
Yes, it is, so don't tell
I'm giving a big spoiler.
No, don't give a big spoiler. No.
Yes.
No.
You can show it on YouTube because of
It's a big spoiler.
And if my channel gets shut down because of it?
It won't.
Her
but I know what
friend...
You didn't zoom in, right?
Don't
Good.
zoom in, no.
Her friend was
I know what you mean.
murdered. And she was beaten up badly. Catwoman was beaten up badly.
The end.
And their stupid rules.
But, yeah, Batman did intercept a text message. However, it didn't say she was going home. It just said there was a drop.
And you don't think Batman's gonna follow?
Chris, the drop was in his house.
And you don't think he's gonna follow her to find out what the whole drop thing was?
Of course he will.
He probably will, but
right.
I don't know if he knows where she is.
So, this is not the Catwoman book. This is Catwoman and Batman. I make you bet this title is going to change to Catwoman and Batman by the 4th issue with Batman's in it. Seriously. Catwoman and Batman. Wonder Woman #2. Your final book of the week. And I didn't get to read this.
It wasn't great. It was good.
You got to see Catwoman's mother in here, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. How'd you like the baby?
Yeah, I'm going to mention that. Just give me a second.
Mike, don't do that behind camera unless people can see you doing it.
I'm not doing anything.
How do you see the name? I forgot. Yeah, I can't pronounce that. I saw it on Justice League International so many times.
Her mom.
Wonder Woman's mother. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, her mother.
The Queen.
Her mother, the Queen, was barren. Wonder Woman was conceived not by sex.
I notice a theme here of the sex.
But by carving a baby out of clay and the mother praying over it, falling to sleep with it, the gods granting her a baby.
Well, what do you want? There's no, yeah, they kept it clean.
Yes, it's very cute. Look at the baby. That's her as a baby. Cute.
Joe didn't see.
I saw.
Yes, he did. But, I don't know what this book's going to be about, to be honest. I read it, don't get me wrong, I did, but apparently the wife of Zeus, is very mad that he conceived another child with another woman.
So Zeus is a gigolo.
Yes, he is, apparently.
Cheats.
And she
God of Thunder knows how to get around.
Ow! Yeah,
she pretty much wants to kill the woman who's holding the next child.
Mike usually has a pun right now, and he didn't say anything.
The daughter of Zeus's wife, I can't think of her name.
Is it this woman?
Distressed, yeah.
Yeah, that giant woman, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know her name, I didn't read it yet.
She causes the Amazons to pretty much kill themselves.
She has psychic powers?
Yeah.
This is not the same woman I know, then.
She almost causes them to kill themselves, but Wonder Woman says, put your weapons down, you're hurting each other. They put their weapons down. She's like, I can't remember the exact words.
What her name was.
Can't remember the exact words, but she's like, I just wanted to hug my little sister. And she's like, how do you know she's carrying a daughter? I don't know what Zeus or father left inside of her, but I'm not talking about her, I'm talking about you. And it's where it leaves you off.
Strife.
Yeah.
Her name is Strife.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It's the book she's reading. Yeah, whatever. So would you say it's a keeper?
It is. It's just...
She's still in the underwear. It's not pants.
Jumps around a while.
What do you mean she's still in there?
They were debating on whether she was going to be wearing underwear or pants.
Yeah. But no. Pretty much the wife of Zeus is mad that he's hooking up with other people and...
He's not even hooking up with them. He's making clay people.
No, he is hooking up with other people.
Clay people.
It says it in there.
By making... I give up.
Chris,
Alright.
one of the things is, okay, listen to this. It's kind of funny.
Oh, no, she's doing next. So.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
You asked for it.
I did, Chris. Damn me. Slap me. Don't you dare.
Okay,
I was gonna too.
where are they now? The cockless coop, inappropriately named.
Oh!
No way. Give me a second, please. Wow.
Okay, so now you understand. He is actually hooking up with other people. And it says it in
That was your
there.
reaction?
That's my reaction, buddy.
Oh boy. That was pretty funny. What the? She's just getting the edges.
She did not just... Wait. That did not just happen in a Wonder Woman book. That word was not... No, it didn't.
It's hilarious though. It's good.
That was string dropping. The cockless?
I think it's turned sexual.
Moving along, Joe's book, Captain Adam. Go for it.
Great, more great.
The cockless. The cockless?
Well, the only good thing to say about this is what's it called? There's really no sexual innuendos I can say about this book, but the sad thing is, like, I'll be honest, I know Captain Adam is, like, kind of pretty much, I liked, honestly, I don't go by, like, a lot of, like, the reviews, I go by what I liked, but I kind of really did like the beginning. The first issue was pretty good, and now, but this one just went from, like, a big, and I'll tell you why.
So you're dropping it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, because pretty much, like, the cliffhanger, I'm not gonna go through a whole, just give you the brief read. He fell in the volcano, and it went on to the whole scientific explanation of why he's the atomic man, and made him from atoms and particles and stuff, and a lot of scientific words in here, which I understood, but like, kind of boring. And there's, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, I'm pretty sure it's Renata or Renita. It's pronounced Renita, but I say Renata. His assistant, she's really trying to help Captain Adam. He's still trying to find himself, Nathaniel. And basically, it jumped from like, they didn't, him saving New York to like, now all of a sudden has healing powers. Doesn't even realize it.
Let me just stop you for a second.
Okay. Good night.
Good night, guys. I gotta go to bed. I have to be up very early in the morning.
Don't worry, you're not
work.
stopping anything interesting. Yes.
So, good night, guys.
I don't know, I never followed the Captain Adam, and I don't think anybody else here did, so maybe in the past he did have healing powers, don't know, but yeah, it jumped to
He did.
sad part, the only good part of the story, which is boy has a tumor, cures it, and the boy gets better miraculously. And then it just jumps into the next third part, which is basically a man you see looks homeless, doesn't really have an origin. His dogs look like demon dogs, are like about to attack him or something, and like he doesn't understand why they're turning on him. To be continued. That was the whole book, not shut up. I mean, it's
when
like,
you explained it to me, I was like, dude, I'm so sorry, but you got the bottom.
I know, I got the bottom. I knew I was getting the bottom of the barrel.
I told you.
But I'm gonna say this.
I told you could read some of my Marvel books.
I will, I
and my
am. I want
DC
to join the
books.
join thing, remember?
Yeah, next week.
Next week, the join thing.
Yeah, Joe's gonna be reading.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it with
Agent
him.
Secret
I
Origin.
read Ghostbusters Ninja Turtles. They were amazing. The IDW's been doing great stuff. But I have
Except
to
with
tell you guys,
Transformers.
I did actually think the first one had potential because the cliffhanger did. They could have done something good with that volcano thing, but it just went to a totally different angle that like was put you to sleep. So don't even bother with this.
So now we are joining Stormwatch
Dropped
with
like that.
Captain Adam.
Yep, drop.
So
Sorry.
Captain Adam has joined Stormwatch, and I believe I dropped. Did I drop something
Movie it
else?
all now, Captain Adam.
Blue Beetle, Captain Atom,
Hawkman
and
has promise.
Stormwatch.
Hawkman has potential. Hopefully.
So guys,
keep my fingers crossed.
thus ends Captain
Yes.
Atom's run. But a lot of people said Captain Atom was
I told, like I said, I don't go by a lot of people, but I agree in this time with the consensus, yes.
Okay, rest of the books are mine, and nobody else read them, so it's left up to me. I got the second printing of Birds of Prey #1.
We'll say it sounds a little interesting. Maybe
This?
Yeah.
Yes.
What you told me.
Black Canary's on the run from the law, and Starling is helping her out. Turns out this photographer guy, journalist, is following them around, and they used him as bait to draw out the people that hired him, that were going to use him as bait to draw out Black Canary and Starling so they could kill them. So it was a switcheroo, basically. They didn't get any information, they got away, and they bring the photographer to the airport to get him out of the way of the problem, get him out, because apparently he's deep in. Guy gets a text message or a phone call, we don't know what, something happens on his cell phone, he looks at it, bleeds, explodes, to be continued. Right there. That's a big sum up. There was a lot of stuff in between. I would absolutely say check this out.
Yeah.
The reason I'm summing this up is because this week, Birds of Prey #2 comes out. And now, so Black Canary and Starling don't get blamed for this. Black Canary decides she's going to find out how this happened and find this boy's killer now. So she looks for some DNA samples. Starling, of course, keeps the police occupied, and she gets the sample and they get away. She goes to a researcher, and it turns out this boy, for some weird... Oh, by the way, in this issue, really quickly, one of the men, one of the people, the ninja people that were attacking them, kisses Black Canary and says, "I'm going to be your killer," or something like that. Hold on, I want to get the right words, because I think this has a big meaning. Because, you know, a lot of DNA stuff is passed through the lips.
Yeah.
AKA Poison Ivy is a perfect example of that. It happened, give me a second, right here. It happens right here in issue 1.
Oh, it probably was.
And right here he says, "I'm the one who just killed you." And see, even his lips are a different color. Sort of.
Yeah. Looks like he has lipstick on him, actually.
You see, his lips even have a different color on. For them.
Lips kind of.
It's not on purpose. It's not by printer either. So, you know, it's something. So I have a feeling this is going to play into something happening to Black Canary possibly. So huge plot point right there. I just want to mention that. Because here they find out it's something in the guy's blood that caused him to explode, and it was triggered by this cell phone call. So they got to put a team together. And Katana is the first person that shows up. She's in the beginning of the book, and she joins them first. She didn't want to, her husband's spirit tells her to. And then in the very end, by the way, they do end up capturing those ninja people, because it turns out they find out that 2 of the chemicals, the third one is the hardest to find, and then it turns out when they do find out what the chemical is, it turns out all 4 out of the 5 labs broken into except 1, and that's the one they go to, the 5th lab. And it turns out they catch the ninja people again, and Mr. Kissy Kiss gets his little head handed to him this time, and they take him into custody. And huge spoiler alert, at the very end a new person joins the team because Black Canary invited her, and that's the newly costumed Poison Ivy. To be continued. I was originally going to give this series to Amber to check out also, but due to the fact that she had 4 books this week, to throw another 2 books in kind of would overpower her. So I did this for me also because Huntress is going to be possibly joining this team, and same with Batwoman and Batgirl, not Batwoman, Batgirl. And this series looked interesting. I'm glad I picked it up. I should have gotten it in the first printing. I regret that I have my very first and only second printing of the new 52, but what can you do? One day I'm sure first printing of Birds of Prey is going to cycle up because not too many of those books are going to be too important.
True.
And yeah. And now,
not a very popular thing.
This is the controversial book. This is what caused Tox to start saying, "Don't be a Starfire." This is what had everybody up in arms last month. Red Hood and the Outlaws #2. This book picked up a lot. I liked it. I think it was really good. By the way, artwork in all of the books, sorry Michael, Artwork in all the books is awesome. I have no complaints about any of the artwork in any of the DC books. It picks up. It doesn't pick up exactly where the last book left off. It goes back, like where it's said to be explained. Now they're explaining it. Arsenal and Jason Todd are on a plane to the. Why am I not remembering names? To the. I forgot what the society's called.
I don't know the names.
Anyway, it's somewhere near the Chamber of All. It starts off with Jason Todd remembering back to when he first visited All. It's called All. This place. It's called All.
Just All.
Yeah, All. And this older woman, whose name I cannot pronounce,
let me see the name.
I can't find the name at the moment. Dukra.
Yeah.
And she trains Jason. She's basically trains Jason Todd to be better than what he was. This is when he was a kid. Then it flashes to the present. And here's something for you people who complain about Starfire, because these clothes do not look like they were originally on her in the first place. It looks like they were drawn on her later on.
You know what also looks like?
They land in Hong Kong, because that's where All is. And the first time you see Starfire in the whole book, and she's very, very dressed. And I'm sure this was to stick it to all the fans in the last issue who were complaining that she was too underdressed.
But they kept her sexual side, obviously.
Of course, but I'm telling you, you could tell that all this looks like it was put on last minute. It does not look like these clothes were there to begin with. Beside that, though, we'll look over that.
Yeah,
probably because people complain too much and whatever.
Maybe.
And Arsenal, I'm going to call him Roy. Roy is just stuck on the whole him having sex with Starfire thing. And even Jason Todd and Starfire both say one more word and you're a dead man. So he stops talking completely. He's a yenta basically throughout the whole book. Yes, that's a Jewish word. And Jason Todd goes to his safe pad, so to speak. That's what they call it, safe place. And he gets surrounded by a cartel. You don't know who they are. You don't really care who they are. He's just there to pick up some weapons and stuff, and he ends up killing the woman anyway.
What the hell is
I don't know. Looks like somebody we know, though. So, they show up somewhere in the Himalayas where All is. Epic picture of the Red Hood, by the way, with his wings, of blade wings, so to speak. Turns out Dukra is dead. Her spirit is... Will you stop now, please?
Yes.
She's talking to him in spirit form for the, I believe, the last time. All of the monks that trained him are now somehow zombies, and it's up to him, Starfire, and Roy to kill them. And it turns out somebody is invading the Chamber of All, so that's where they're headed. And he's like, let's go kick some ass, team. And that's where they leave you off.
These books have stories to them, unlike Captain Atom, which doesn't have a story much at all.
The last part didn't really have a story. It was more of an intro.
But still.
This book picked up, I don't care what anybody says, yes, Starfire is a dick, but it's centered around Jason Todd. And that's the main reason why I wanted this series to begin.
So why is this controversial? Because
of Starfire. Oh. This is her outfit.
Okay.
But it looks just like, it's just a retelling of what her already skimpy outfit looked like.
Pretty much, I mean.
So it's not a big change, really.
To me, I'm guessing because I'm used to seeing also.
She's just a bimbo now, but you look over that. You even look over Roy, who's a pain in the ass. The main point of the story is Jason Todd, though. I overlook both of them because the point of buying this was for Jason Todd, and I'm really glad I stuck with this. It got better. Now, when you're coming from dirt bottom, better is just a step up. Will it get better than that? We'll see in issue 3 because it will be here for issue 3.
That's cool.
Legion of Superheroes, number 2. Turns out this guy here wants to free Daxam. He claims that they're prisoners, so to speak. And the Legion is keeping them held prisoner. When really, for those of you who know Legion, the Legion of Superheroes, the reason Daxam is isolated is because lead poisoning. There's lead in the universe. They have to stay on their planet. If they leave their planet, they'll die of lead poisoning. They can't be around lead at all. Now, Mon-El got something, he got like a shot or something put in his bloodstream that counteracts the lead poisoning. So that's why he can come and go. Also, once again, this is why I think Legion of Superheroes hinting towards something. Brainiac cannot fix the time sphere. Why? It's accepted right here. It's mentioned right here. The vibratory changes in the time stream immediately after Flashpoint have blocked, and they put that in bold, our ability to reach the period of history that we synchronize best with the so-called era of heroes in the early 21st century. In other words, Flashpoint caused a huge rift in the time stream, which hasn't affected Legion of Superheroes, but because the past has changed so drastically, it's on a different wavelength now. So the Legion of Superheroes have to either find out what that wavelength is and tap into it, or they're basically blocked off from ever going back to the past ever again, which is actually better at this point, because if they can go back into the past, then that might cause ramifications in their future. But there have been costume changes already, so it's apparent that there are minor changes in the Legion of Superheroes, which we will find out through Legion Secret Origin. Next week starts that. Sounds really good. So Mon-El leaves Earth and heads for this planet where this is going on, and he encounters the Daxamite also, and they both share the same powers, which are equal to Superman's, mind you. They're equal to Superman's.
Kind of looks like...
Yeah. He looks like Superman. They actually draw him like Tom Welling still in this series, Mon-El. So Mon-El confronts this guy. They fight for a bit. In the end, basically, spoiler alert here, they finally calm the guy down long enough to try to stop him, and he's like, "You're already too late. You're in no position to threaten me." And then these ships appear overhead, which could be people from Daxam. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I like it. Ending where you don't know.
Yeah, really good. You need to know a lot of Legion history. I don't, but I'm just winging it anyway. I'm winging it.
Bring up this.
Yeah. Apparently, also, spoiler alert for those of you who didn't know this, Earthman is dead. It happened probably before the relaunch. I did not know that. I found that out while reading this because they're at his grave, and why am I forgetting? There are a lot of Legion of Superhero people, so you gotta pardon my mistake. Oh, here's what I mean by looking like Tom Welling a bit, by the way. Beautiful artwork.
Yeah, I like that, definitely.
Oh, Shadowlass is mourning over Earthman's death. And Iceman has his... And Polar Boy has his hand back. He no longer has an ice hand. I just think that's notable.
Yeah, kind of like showing it.
Because he lost his hand during something that was going on in Action Comics. Really good. I'd say it's a check out. I love Legion. I was going to get Legion Lost. Don't like where the future's going with that. In future books, the first and second look good, but I looked into the future a bit for the book, and I'm sticking with Legion only. It's better off. I missed the first time around. I'm going to stick with this. The book that started it all, Justice League #2. Regular, no polybag, no digital download, bullshit. At least I can enjoy my cover art. Superman and Batman are throwing down, and it starts off actually with Barry. It turns out that the people in Central City don't give a crap about finding out who kills anybody, the homicide cases anymore. They want to know who the Flash is, so they're focusing all their attention on finding out who the Flash is and bringing him to justice, because they think he's a vigilante. Then Green Lantern calls Barry, and that's what leads into the fight with Batman and Superman. He's like, "Barry, I need your help. We're going to die here." And he's explaining the whole situation. Barry's like, "I really don't want to, because they're trying to find me. They think I'm a vigilante. I'm trying to look, I'm the good guy. I want them to know I'm the good guy, and I got to figure out how to fix that." And he's like, "Well, I'm going to die." And then Barry's like, "Fine." He shows up. Tries to run circles around Superman, but Superman, of course, being the smart person and superpowered person that he is, takes one finger and knocks Flash halfway down the block.
This doesn't tie into the Flash at all.
No, this is 5 years in the past.
Completely different.
And they still want to talk, and Batman's like, "For real, come on, calm down. Superman, you're pissed off, and I've been trying to calm you down. Green Lantern, stop doing your shit. Flash, hold on, relax. Let's all just calm down, regroup. We got to talk about this box that me and Green Lantern found." And they go off and run and hide, and it turns out somewhere else, Star Labs has their own box, so to speak. And Victor Stone's father works in Star Labs, and he's talking to him about his football career. He's like, catching footballs and scoring touchdowns is a joke. You're never going to come to one of my... and then basically Vic's like, you're not going to come to one of my games ever, are you? And the father actually admits it. No. The father thinks he's wasting his time. That he should be doing something better with his time. And then it jumps back to the superheroes talking about the box. Green Lantern, spoiler alert, gives away Barry's identity, but Barry kind of admits already what his identity is.
Yeah, he kind of did, calling Barry in the Flash, so...
Yeah, so, too late for that.
I love the Flash in his answers.
Batman doesn't, Batman's not as astute back in the day. He doesn't even think Superman has a secret identity.
Wow.
Because he says, you're the only one here that's not wearing a mask. So he's not as smart as he was back in the other days. Because in the original time, Batman knew right away Superman had to have a secret identity somewhere.
And he questioned everything.
He didn't question Superman. He's like, so where do you hide? You don't wear a mask, so apparently you have no identity to protect.
Oh.
Little does he know he wears a mask when he's in his regular form. But anyway.
Obvious.
And they're debating, and it was funny about the whole, you just called me Barry genius to Green Lantern.
Oh, that's actually funny.
Basically, the boom tubes, they turn out to go off, the boom boxes, and in two places, Darkseid's minions break free, and the only person that's a casualty to this is Victor Stone. Next issue says Wonder Woman, but I have a feeling Cyborg is also going to make an appearance. And then you get a bunch of extra shit because you're paying $3.99 for this book, so they throw in extra stuff, extra artwork. This costume sucks. I don't care what anybody says, it sucks.
I didn't like his face. So.
And then that's it. So that's what? You're paying $1 more for like 3 pages of freaking extra bullshit that you really don't need.
Next comment just to get your mind out of there.
But it was really good. I enjoyed reading this. This is an enjoyable read. Actually, my friend Ghost Critic actually mentioned that he reads this. He read this more than once, and every time he reads it, it's funner than the last time.
Yes, well, if you
it's a fun read. I agree. It's really good.
Reread is always a good comment.
What can you do? It's a revamp. It's a relaunch. You can't stop the relaunch, so you just got to go with it. So it's a fun read. I agree, but
you got to say there's a lot more yays than nays than you thought.
The only reason there's more yays is because I don't want to completely drop DC.
No, but they are not as bad. I mean, they're not horrible. True. But then again,
another book that sold out this week from Midtown. I was actually recommending this to Tox, and we went and looked. Nightwing #2 sold out. We're on Nightwing #2.
Sold out?
Sold
I
out.
don't think it was that popular.
So Mr. Haley sends for Dick. And he's dying, it turns out. And what he wants to do is give Dick the deed to the circus and have him run it. Because originally the circus was going to go to the Grayson family after he passed. He knows Dick is Nightwing. He figured it out somehow, and he doesn't tell you how. But this is afterwards. First, Dick is fighting this guy, and his name is right here, Psycho. They call him Psycho. I believe it's Psycho. Psycho, yeah.
It's Psycho, yeah.
Psycho.
That's a different way of spelling it.
See you guys in the next part, because Mike's already given me that, and we have 4 books to still do, because we didn't even really get into Nightwing. So we'll see you in part 3 to round out the rest of this week with DC Comics. See you guys there.
Yep.